And additionally, regarding diets for IBS, generally healthy eating or general healthy eating advice, regular meals, reduced alcohol, reduced fruit, fiber, and resistant starch. Another one could be paleo or ancestral, which will be a little bit more restrictive. And then finally, low FODMAP. So these are 3 to think about. These are what we use in the clinic very often. I discuss this in Healthy Gut, Healthy You. It's good, sound, practical dietary advice. And to support this, a little bit different in terms of the diets that were used, but fairly overlapping, a 2022 randomized control trial found that generally healthy eating, aka a traditional diet, led to 42% improvement in symptoms, whereas a low FODMAP diet led to 55% improvement. Remember, I mentioned one of these data a moment ago. And then gluten-free dieting led to a 58% likelihood of improvement. So what we see here is there's a few diets on offer that can be beneficial. And just to drive this point home, from the AGA in 2021, the low FODMAP diet is currently the most evidence-based diet intervention for IBS. So some sort of key takeaways here. When working through diets, don't start with the most restrictive, start with the least, because you may get a lot of benefit out of simple restrictions. You have your elimination phase, your reintroduction phase. Really important to remember to do that, because as your gut heals, you should have more tolerance. And then finally, your personalization and maintenance phase. And one other thing I'll put out there for consideration, there does seem to be a law of diminishing returns with dietary restriction. And this was shown in one nice low histamine diet trial where they found that moderate versus high adherence to low histamine dieting led to similar results. So it's important to keep this in mind, that there is this law of diminishing returns. And one of the reasons why I think we see this diminished segment of the curve is because it becomes more difficult and you have more psychosocial stress when you try to go from a moderate adherence to a very strict level of adherence. Sure, yes, we want to optimize for diet quality, but there's a point at which you have to really tie yourself in knots to try to adhere to a diet 100%. So leaving some wiggle room can really be helpful and prevent you from going down this sort of psychosocial diminishing curve slide that we don't want to be in.